Welcome to Best EDC channel. My name is Thomas, and today I'm gonna be talking to you about one Schrade knife which is pretty underestimated, especially in Europe. You know, I noticed that it's not visible on YouTube, but overseas in the US people tend to show this knife quite a lot, and they give it a good reviews. So when it comes to the knife, I've already modified one thing here, which is of course the color of the blade. Normally it was covered with black coating, which I removed. I just used sandpaper to get rid of this. So currently it's shiny, you know, and for me, at least, it looks better without the coating, even though the coating is not that bad. Of course, it will be, after some time, it will show some scratches here and there, but definitely Schrade does good coatings, and the knife comes scary sharp. So, yeah, it's pretty good blade, as you can see. In my hand, it sinks, although the handle isn't very long. For me, it's a full hand grip, so pretty cool knife. When it comes to its weight, it's a small drawback, because if I were Schrade, I would skeletonize this knife either by creating some holes in the handle and of course in the tongue, because it's a full tongue knife, of course, and then the knife would be lighter, so it would be nicer to carry it on the neck. Although I don't mind the weight, you know. It's not that bad, though skeletonizing it would be a great benefit. So if Schrade listens to this, please make a re-edition of this knife. Do not cover it with coating. Maybe you can add some nice handles, wooden handles, maybe a piece of bamboo or something like that, and definitely skeletonize it. Also this part, which can crush things, which can be used for crushing, I don't know, bottles, stones, or even small pieces of wood to prepare material to start fire, could be redesigned. So I would prefer to see it rounded with some jimping, like on some bigger knives, and it would feel better, it would look better, at least to me. But definitely the design is very good. It's very comfortable, though the handle could be rounded here, so there is no need to have those edges. Though it's, you know, it's partially, it's not like very sharp here, so it's not that bad, but it could be even more rounded here, so it would be even more comfortable. And the grip is perfect, so you don't need to worry that your hand will slip on the very sharp edge of this knife. So it's perfect. I like that very much. They should keep the good job when it comes to preparing such handles. It's awesome, frankly speaking. I never had a better grip on a knife. Maybe with one exception. I have a hunting knife, a small one, that actually has a hole in the tongue, so you can put whole finger through this hole, and then the grip is even better. But that's an exception, that's a different kind of knife, so it's difficult, it's hard to compare it like that. Okay, what else about the knife? If I were Schrade, I would change those bolts. I don't like them very much. Something different would be better, definitely. I was trying to remove handles to check how it looks there, and well, just a full tongue, nothing special. But definitely I would change those screws, those bolts, to something bigger and better. This is not the best idea to put such little screws here. I don't know. This is my opinion. Maybe I'm just, you know, complaining too much. But definitely, I really love this knife. It cuts well. It's good for batoning, though you wouldn't like to baton, you know, huge logs of wood with this knife. You'd rather cut it like putting the log horizontally, and then you just do some batoning. Of course, with smaller logs you can also do it like vertically, so there is no need to put it horizontally then, but it might be hard because the blade is not that very long. So as you can see, if you compare it with my finger, it's like not very long, so it won't do like huge tasks with batoning, but it's still pretty good. What else? Of course, it comes with Kydex sheath, nice click, but it has some drawbacks. What are those drawbacks? First of all, the sheath is too long, so that's why you have a lot of friction, and then you need quite a lot of strength to remove it from the sheath, which is, you know, frustrating a bit. Some other YouTubers were showing it, like Prepared Mind 101, that, you know, it's not very comfortable to, you know, rip off your head by putting this knife on your neck. So what I did a small modification. First of all, I cut a piece of this sheath, like about 1 centimeter. I cut it with grinder, and then I have better grip here, so I can use the index finger to move it from the sheath. It still clicks pretty well, it snaps in. Why? Well, what I did, I took an iron and a piece of cloth and I heated it with an iron. So you can take ironing board, soft piece of cloth, and just use iron to heat it up, and then you need some gloves to press it with your palm, and then it's perfect. So these are two modifications that I made. First of all, I cut off this part of sheath, then I ironed it a bit, so then it snaps in a perfect way, as you can see, and I removed the coating. So, dear Schrade, if you listen to me, if you see this movie, please, please, please create re-edition of this knife, skeletonize it, listen to my tips, and it will be like a perfect knife. You can even, you know, experiment with new kind of steel, maybe some kind of carbon steel would be perfect as well. And then I promise you that those knives would be like bestseller, because they are awesome. What else about the knife? Well, as I said, the handle could be wooden, like a bamboo, which is quite cheap nowadays, especially when you see those pieces of wood that are sold for people who are working in cuisine, you know, cutting things. They sell bamboo pretty cheaply. So Schrade, go on. You can try to experiment with it. I don't know if it's not accessible there in the US, but that would be a cool feature, like to have a wooden handle instead of, you know, boring G10s and other stuff, other different kinds of polymers, whatever. Micartas. Try wooden handles maybe. I think it's a good way to start with. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Okay, maybe next time we'll try to do some cutting. Today it's just, you know, a general you know, description, some features of this knife, some things about the knife. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them, and I will just check them, and well, let's share some ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. See you.